You know, you have one guy over there.
Hmm?
All right, yeah, get him the hell out of here, will you, please?
Me?
Get him out of here. Throw him out.
Just hanging around?
Get him the hell out of here. Get him out of here. Get out. Get him out of here. And you'll read about him tomorrow.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Libs got played again as President Trump is now going scorched earth, promising to sue everybody who lied about him and the Epstein files, saying that he is going to bring billions of dollars of lawsuits against those who said that Donald Trump did anything wrong. And with the release of millions and millions of documents and photos, videos, some of them which are really damning and will probably end the careers of many people. We hope it has to happen. Donald Trump is just not one of them. That's just the reality. It's just not one of them. And we have said for a very long time on this channel, well, wait a second. If the libs who are in control of the deep state had access to photos and videos that implicate Donald Trump in horrific crimes, they could have ended Trump's career like that. You're telling me that they opted for trying to shoot the guy in Butler, raid his house, put him in prison for 400 years? They opted for impeachments instead of that, instead of just releasing the Epstein files? It's crazy, man. It defies logic, but, well, these are not logical people that we're dealing with. President Trump saying on his plane that he plans on filing billions of dollars worth of lawsuits against a man named Michael Wolff to start with. Michael Wolff is this scumbag author. He looks like this. You might remember him from Trump Term 1. He writes a couple books here and there, and he was close with Epstein. In fact, apparently he has the last known message from Jeffrey Epstein saying, he's still hanging around in his prison cell. What does that mean? Did he know what was going to happen to him? Not sure. That was the last message before he died, says Michael Wolff. Now, Michael Wolff is all over the Epstein files that were released. And what you can see in these emails with Michael Wolff, and that's like really glad that they exist actually, is that Michael Wolff was plotting with Jeffrey Epstein how to take down Donald Trump. This was the goal of Michael Wolff, was how to destroy Trump's presidency. And they had a plot in there that said, wait a second, how about this? We just come out with the fact that you're such close friends with Trump and you're so close with him because you and him have had dinners before, or like in the late 90s, you were like going to parties together. We'll just come out with that. And because you're such a scumbag, because you're a predator, because you are guilty of so many crimes, Jeffrey Epstein, we'll be able to smear Donald Trump. It's called a wrap-up smear. It's a standard media procedure for Democrats. And you can see it laid out clearly in the emails what the hoax was going to be about Donald Trump. We're going to destroy Donald Trump's life simply by proximity to Epstein. Now, there are people who are close to Epstein. Like, for instance, we've covered on this channel that there are allegations against Donald Trump and Elon Musk in the Epstein files. I like Donald Trump. I like Elon Musk. We've covered them. Those allegations have absolutely nothing backing them. That's what the authorities found. Elon Musk has been out with this. But the goal was effectively to muddy the waters enough that you could destroy anybody who's ever emailed Epstein. You could destroy anybody who's ever like sat down to dinner with this guy. You could destroy anybody who's ever been close with them. Now, there are people who did real crimes with Jeffrey Epstein, obviously. There are all these photos of Bill Clinton in hot tubs, Bill Clinton with young women on his lap, you know, all these monsters, the monsters of the earth, Bill Gates, STDs, Russian hookers. There's plenty of that stuff inside of the Epstein files. And then there's guys like Donald Trump and Elon Musk who emailed with the guy or like cut the guy off. So anyway, you can see the op playing in Michael Wolff's emails. Trump threatens to sue Michael Wolff, Epstein estate, and insist fresh document dumps absolves him. President Trump has threatened to sue discredited author Michael Wolff, as well as the estate of Jeffrey Epstein, as he insists that the latest massive dump of files from the pedophile absolves him completely. I didn't see myself, but I was told by some people, very important people, that this absolves me, the opposite of what they were hoping for. Trump accuses Wolff, who wrote an unauthorized biography of the president, of conspiring with Epstein to try and destroy his career, which he did. This is Michael Wolff. This is what he did. It's in the emails. You can see it. I'll probably sue Wolff on it, and maybe the Epstein estate, I guess. I don't know if we're certainly, but we're certainly going to sue him, meaning Michael Wolff. He claimed that Epstein was conspiring with Wolff to harm him politically. He's not a friend. That's a fact. Wolff, featured in many of the Epstein documents publishing during November's release, appears to be acting as a disgraced financier's official PR advisor before the 2016 election. Wolff suggested that Epstein could be the bullet to end Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Yeah, you're the Trump bullet, Wolff says in the email to Epstein. as President Trump's polls grew. In another email, Wolff floated the possibility of intimidating Trump for his own behalf and benefit, and warned Epstein, the then GOP candidate, could be asked on the campaign trail about him. I hear CNN is planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, Epstein, either on air or in the scrum afterwards. I think that we should let him hang himself. It's not wild the way they're doing this. Look at this. Look at the way that this works. Here's the actual email. If he says that he hasn't been on a plane or to your house, that gives you valuable PR and political currency. You could hang him in a way that potentially generates positive benefit for you. You could look to win. You could save him. You could generate a debt. Sort of openly talking about the enormous value of blackmailing Trump just by a proximity to Epstein. Do you see how this op played? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the president on Air Force One.
Mr. President, what did you think of the latest release of Epstein files, and do you think your critics will be satisfied with?
Well, they should be, because it looked like this guy Wolff, who's a writer, was conspiring with Epstein to do harm to me. And I didn't see it myself, but I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping, the radical left. That Wolff, who's a third-rate writer, was conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to hurt me, politically or otherwise, and that came through loud and clear. So we'll probably sue Wolff on that. And maybe the Epstein estate, I guess. I don't know, but we're going to certainly sue them.
You want to sue the Epstein estate?
Well, you may, I guess so, because he was conspiring with Wolff to do harm to me politically. That's not a friend.
It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Again, another email. Jeffrey Epstein emailed Michael Wolff in 2019 saying President Trump never got a massage while at his house. Another massive blow to the Democrats' hoax. There you go. You can see how the op was being run, though. Look, you could see it here. They were literally just hiring young women in order to get powerful men in compromising situations so that they could have compromise on them. Jeffrey Epstein was obviously an intel op. Was obviously colluding with journalists and intelligence agencies in order to have compromising material on the most powerful people on earth. Jeffrey Epstein colluding with journalist Michael Wolff to obtain compromising information. We'd love to see this guy, this absolute scumbag, get completely and totally sued into the oblivion of space. Michael Wolff knew for 7 years that Trump did nothing more wrong with Epstein, then spent his entire career smearing him anyway. Never got a massage. Epstein asked Michael Wolff to dig up dirt on Trump because he didn't have any. See it? Right? Obviously, this is trying to get leverage over Trump. Donald Trump. Epstein told Michael Wolff that Trump knew about the girls and asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop. Obviously, President Trump, in a well-worn pattern of attempting to end whatever operation that Epstein had, and then with this final release, finally going there and doing it, right? The latest Epstein file drop. I thought there were very interesting emails between Epstein and Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff says to Epstein, if you have anything juicy about Trump to change the narrative, I believe this first term, this is the time we're going to do it. If Epstein had something juicy, he would have loved the chance to reveal it and destroy Trump. But he didn't. And they didn't get anything in these files. So that's what's been released, ladies and gentlemen. As we have covered, and we want to be fair here, Trump's name is in the Epstein files. It's completely discredited. You can see that once the money train was out on Epstein documents and Epstein allegations, women made and people called in and made all these allegations against Donald Trump. The complainant was spoken to, deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate incidents involving police requesting mandatory psychiatric evaluations. So a bunch of kookballs, crazy pants, crackpots started calling in and making fake claims about Trump. This is the problem with stuff like this, is obviously once the gravy train starts moving, the allegations and everything just gets more and more and more insane. You remember this with Brett Kavanaugh, okay? So I think that's what everybody feared was going on here, and that is, in fact, going on here. The DOJ says in none of the communications, even when doing his best to disparage President Trump, did Epstein suggest that Trump had done anything criminal or inappropriate with any of the victims. But you know damn well he would have if he could have. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for the truth. See ya.